Hello and welcome, cosmic quantum travelers, my diamond avatars. Are you ready? It's liftoff time, fully, okay? So who's with me, one way or another? Because what I'm seeing is that the cosmic heart rose, the cosmic heart, our hearts, the stargates of our hearts, that of the planetary core, which is also, again, to me, the permanent seed atom of the cosmos and of the earth, and it's all interconnected also with Dublin, the diamond crystal heart grid here, and what's held also in the Irish landmass in regards to the Hierogamic Re-Union codes, also connected to the 11th Stargate in the UK. That's one with Ireland. And obviously there are many stargates and many sacred sites, and everything is ultimately connected, especially through the diamond heart grid, okay, that I've been working with intensively for many years, and especially since I've been kind of cruising around Dublin for over 2 months or whatever, and really, you know, doing my part here and getting this ready. And again, it's ultimately happening inside of us. And it's all about us embodying the frequency of true divine love, which is not a fake love. It's not just a gooey love, softly. Again, it's a whole emanation of true self-love, which also has boundaries, limits, discernment, which has true confidence, as well as not being arrogant. It's you being in your true royal embodiment of your multidimensional DNA blueprint of the new divine human, the new cosmic Christ, because truly it's beyond just humanity. It's just that humanity is carrying this divine prototype blueprint, because the 12 strand DNA blueprint, and it's really 13 or rather 15 physicalized strands of DNA and beyond spiritualized DNA, that we're fully activating as we're fully activating our heart, the spark within our heart, and that's really happening between the twin flames. And again, if you want to be part of the activation that I'm holding, so it's going to be massively focused on us fully igniting the cosmic in our sacred crystal diamond rosettes, the grids, the plasma light body, ours and that of the planet, and cosmically so. Basically switching from the old false magnetic field that we've been working on for a while and shifting it all back to its natural state of the mother supermagnetism, back to the yang flow of eternal source flow, eternal source flows, and being reconnected to the Godhead. And again, this is also connected to us having corrected the axial tilt and us shifting back to basically 4 poles that are part of the yang flow, which is also happening in your field. Because when you just run a torus, you don't have, it's like either up, down, up, down, up, down. It's polarized. With the yang flow of the sacred butterfly pattern, and I'll show the pictures again, and I've done many times before of what that looks like. I'm going to show them again in the activation tomorrow, or rather today on the 26th, where we complete the royal weddings, which is completing our ascension. So if you're signing up, again, there are 3 ways, well, 2 ways of doing this. You can just for the call, or rather you get 2 calls, because we already did one on the 18th, and that was cut short. Well, it was still over 3 hours in the end, but we didn't quite finish the speaking part of the activation. Also, so you get 2 activations already, and the call from the 18th, the replay from over 3 hours. Although that was cut short, that's why we were rolling with the punches, and I could also see the perfection, because ultimately it's always was supposed to be this way, as we've been clearing, activating, anchoring so much, realigning everything in the field since the 18th, especially since that call, and this now moment going, you know, beyond even the today 26th and 27th, which has been highlighted massively as the gateway of this huge Hierogamic divine reunion gateway, and our jump into new earth basically closing. Basically, this is us fulfilling our greatest destiny, highest probabilities, heroic probabilities, literally, okay? So delays, they sometimes seem like delays, but actually they were always meant to be, and they're bringing us so much more. So again, if you sign up just for the call, you get basically 2 calls and then 3 activations when we do the activation now on the 26th. And again, even if you listen to it later, it's really quantum. And the price is $33.33. It's one thing not, let's say, being able to afford, although most people could if they would really want to, 33 euros. Another thing is thinking this is too much. It's worth more than that. It really is. My activations are super powerful. I spend all of my time and energy bringing forth what I do. Most of it I still do freely. And these calls and activations need to be held in very sacred containers, because this is collectively completing our ascension. This is super important. I put all of my everything in this. Everything, and I need to support back from people. If you don't see the value in it, definitely you're not supposed to be part of this, so it's okay. All right, but this needs to be said very clearly. If you think about what you spend money on every day, feeding into the system and all of the stuff, if your soul growth and ascension isn't worth 33 euros, then I can't help you, surely. And besides, ultimately, again, all the keys and codes, everything you really need is within you, but I'm here to accelerate and support you and help you along to get this done quicker and more easily, and as all together as one all the way back home. Because I do know I carry the instruction sets and navigational tips to get us home, because that's what I came here for. And what I bring forth is very unique gnosis, ancient future wisdom that I've been holding since the beginning of time. So again, just for those who really feel called, are all in, really get this, really believe that we can do this, okay, are really supporting me here also, and this container from the purest of intentions, wanting to accelerate their own ascension, light body activations. Again, everybody picks up what they can, okay, and what their blueprint is ready for. But this is especially for the original twin flames and forerunners, the original gray lines who carry the keys and codes and who remember that they came here to do this together with me and complete this. Suna shena kia tekena tuku rushuna aina yakarata kuna ena yena setuka tunai asanata karate. So right now I'm anchoring so much frequencies. I'm constantly working with the field, holding this consciousness. It's, you know, it's literally a 24-hour job, and it takes so much out of me energetically, and people really, like, most people don't get it and understand it, but, you know, I really just need people there that really appreciate it and get it. And, you know, it just needs to be a pure field. And again, there is no quick fixes. Everybody still needs to do the work themselves and needs to push through the fears, needs to speak their truth, you know, needs to rise all the way up. Again, one thing is just listening to something and listening to activation, and another is actually applying what I'm talking about. So, and as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do want to take part in our Royal Weddings completing this, the details are in the description box. Thank you so much for those who have. Thank you for all of your support, anyone who sent a donation to enable me to do my part of the mission, whilst I'm being majorly squeezed all the freaking time. And to really get me and can see me for who I truly am, because they also, again, can see themselves pretty clearly. That's the only way you can see me clearly. So anyway, so it's really the divine masculine and feminine. If you think about, and I've shared this before, they mirror each other's fears, insecurities, doubts, worries, okay? And this is what's kept them apart. And this is what keeps all of us apart, the false ego self, okay? And this is what creates, again, in very simple terms, simplified, because I do like it simple. And the highest, biggest, ultimate truth is simple, although there's great complexity hidden within this. Negative thought forms based on fears, doubts, worries, is what's created this matrix, and especially all the negative entities and demonic beings who are, again, the collective unconscious that has been pushed down, unconscious, and we made it conscious, and we alchemized the collective shadow and pain body into a higher consciousness. So this whole level fully dissolves through the power of true divine love. And this is what all of this has been about. And again, ultimately, all of this leads you back to that. You know, true divine love is you embodying your true, eternal, authentic self, your own unique soul energy frequency signature. That's what ignites your own true, unique divine blueprint, which is different from mine or anyone else's. There's only one of us here. Okay, so be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Okay, so it's like, yeah, there's the oneness as well as your own unique expression of the Godhead, as well as us sharing a unique, you know, a divine oneness blueprint of the cosmic Christ, where you have one version of reality running the simulation, which is organic and is based, as we are fully reconnected and have realigned our Merkabic field, our staff and rod, and that of the planet, and run the Yan-Yun flow and the crystal lotus pattern through our fields. This is again us returning to God source flows, to eternal life flows, energy running through your system, you constantly replenishing your own energy and that of the people you're interacting with. And this is why it's so important to heal the morphogenetic field, which is holding basically your whole DNA blueprint. It's like an egg around your field. And this carries, you know, all of your consciousness and how it's supposed to manifest itself in reality, and how your reality is supposed to manifest itself. And so far, there have been seals and membranes, and you disconnected from your own higher identities, the same as it plays out in reality that Earth doesn't know, or most people here, or at least we don't have any concrete proof that, you know, our cosmic family, like we're disconnected, you know, we're quarantined in this kind of lower realm, reality, 3D, whatever we want to call it, which doesn't exist anymore. But whilst the screen of our hologram is adjusting, we remember, you know, that, you know, we don't have full access to all the other dimension layers and levels. As in, we do have consciously, as in when you go into meditation and access these dimensions, but what we've been busy with is merging it. And it ultimately happens within your own DNA blueprint as you activate these higher strands of DNA. And again, we're working on 15D here, and it's beyond, because as an indigo, a starseed, you usually have 24 or 48 strands of DNA, anything in between. So more than kind of the normal human, which is also why we're a little bit different, because we're highly coded and we've lived a whole more lifetimes. We had a whole lot more experiences and also a lot more to clear. So, but all of your experiences right now are fully merging as one, as past, present, and future, and this whole, all the karmic cycles are done with, because we're done with the learning. This is about a cosmic monad. Don't worry about anyone else. I've mentioned this before. We as the cosmic monad project out reality, literally, as we change, they change. Through the 100 monkey effect. We are the leaders, as the kind of the top of the pyramid shifts and changes. It takes care of the rest. And again, we're ultimately returning to a circular God source consciousness where everybody knows themselves as source. There's no more division between the dimensional layers and levels and worlds and universes anymore. It's one divine organic creatrix field. It's very multidimensional. It's also connected to the Ankh body activations, which give us full 365-degree multidimensional access. And again, not everybody is doing full light body ascension, but us as the cosmic monad, we are holding these keys and codes in order to bring us back to heaven on earth. As the shift fully happens, it's literally us waking up from the dream and us being back at the beginning, because what all of this is about, and this again ties in with the whole invasion timelines and clearing these DNA digressions, aka digressions within a consciousness, because that's what your DNA holds, your consciousness, your memories. the instruction sets of how reality is supposed to manifest itself. And again, we carry the divine blueprints, the Ayanis, the original blue rays, the Melchizedek priesthood, the emerald founders, the gray lines, okay, they carry within the 12 or 13 tribes, they carry these source codes for creation. That's why we've been hijacked. That's why we've been forced to breed with the reptilian races, for them to hijack our codes so they could then create reality. And ultimately through hijacking, and what it really is about is like dividing us, the 12 gray lines, the Essenes, or the 13, and especially the men and women, the twin flames, and putting us against one another. And again, serving a higher purpose, but, you know, putting all these fears and doubts into the field, like people to interfere, the black magic, and interference has just been huge. Like, it just clearing out the last teeny freaking bit of this right now. But ultimately, it all comes back to our fears, doubts, and worries. What creates all of this? What has created the split in the first place? So it's like us going back to the beginning and us no longer letting any assholes interfere. Literally, this is about the twin flames, remembering, like, I can feel it so much coming online as they fully unite in the physical one way or another. It's like nothing needs to be ultimately set anymore. It's also fully igniting the emerald and diamond crystal rose heart network and emerald heart network, because it's a new telepathic communication network, which is switching on. It's also part of the new unity grid and our new earth realities. Because again, language itself brings in division, compartmentalization, 111, huge code 111, because this is the oneness. It's us remembering the oneness, no longer letting fears, doubts, worries, egos, beliefs divide us. Because we ultimately, all the ones with the heart in the right place, we all want the same thing. It's the same as the COVID nonsense. Don't get me started. I will talk about this in a sec. It's like, you know, both sides want the same thing. They're just through the belief systems and manipulation by the invaders are being put against one another. And then we are fighting one another to divide and conquer. And we do their job, and they laugh at us, and they extort us, and literally suck all of our life force from us in various ways and forms, which money is just another form of that, you know? So I'm just going to hop all over the place as usual. There's a lot to transmit, so that's why I'm making another video, and I just, you know, it's what it is. So fun thing again. So I was talking about in Ireland. I'm in Dublin at the moment. It's very important for me to be here. I can feel it's all interlinked. The people who are here right now, especially also Americans, a lot with Irish roots, you know, and codes. And I do believe there's a little bit of Irish in everyone, which again is connected to Ireland being literally the most ancient landmass, I do believe. Ancient, and holding these Hierogamic Re-Union codes and these Edenic codes, all right? Part of us igniting this, and also, you know, with the UK together, the Avalonian codes, and also connected back into France. So the 11th and 12th stargates also connected to what's happening in Maui and ultimately Kauai, or rather the Hawaiian Islands, and any place really that's a huge, you know, heart hub on the planet, because there's not just one, so to say. So I believe Dublin, again, is a huge part of the, like, I really feel in Ireland, what is here is really the high heart chakra, so to say, of the planet. And where the cosmic Christ seed atom is being sparked. And it's connected to the crystal rose diamond heart network that's connected from here also to Karnak and generally Egypt. So Giza is really the main hub of, and also the core, or the middle point of where the axial, you know, the ley lines, like the core meets. So the Giza plateau is very much, you know, connected to the fourth dimensional layer, the astral, the heart grid, and that's where a lot of the distortions also had been taking place. And we've been clearing all of these Egyptian timelines, all of the red cube technology with the blue Nile code, and the blue rays really very highly coded. again, the ancient Eanis who are holding these original source codes, which are overwriting all of the forced breeding, all of the hybridization, traumas and wounds, and the digression within the DNA and in the blood. And it's also, you know, us like, so what we're also massively going to work with, and is also coming through massive plasma activations, the auroras, helping us with the re-encryption, also with the elementals. At a deep cellular atomic level, like right now, it's all about the Hierogamic Union. So I'm deep in the field, also with my divine masculine, finishing this and bring us all the way back home, because I know, you know, we together, we carry the core of the cosmic monad and bringing this all kind of online. So as we fully merge and unify all this, you know, again, it's a doesn't matter who does anything first, so to say. It's like, it's quantum, okay? We're all doing our part. Everybody needs to be in position. Everything needs to be perfectly aligned for everything to be completing. That's why it's a happening, okay? But everybody's influencing another. So there's this quantum entanglement. But again, so I'm being shown huge plasma light body active, that this is it, calling fully forth the plasma light body activation, fully shifting from the old false fakery to the new. I'm not saying it's going to happen during the activation, but it might, or before or after. But that's where it's fully been triggered and it's already in the field. Okay, again, I'm anchoring a lot right now. I'm super minimal, gonna react to anything right now. I just really need to be in this space. And really, it's like going deep within to access what's really true. For the outside to shift as a result. You're not waiting for the outside to shift to tell you that it's shifting. It's already here. Really, it's here. And the original twin flames are remembering what has happened, what we arranged, and there's literally then nothing more to be said. There's literally just us being back together, and we're back. You know, the end is the beginning, and the beginning is the end, where we've corrected everything that has taken us away from one another and has split us apart, the divide and the conquer agendas, and all of the misery and fuckery, breaking all the way through as we remember again. Just focus on you for this. It's happening inside of you in your own imagination. This is all about the telepathic communication, but you need to be tuned into truth and, you know, the Godhead to really know truth. So this is not about getting rid of the mind. It's just like you know, this is full ego death, especially for, you know, as if you want to call it death, alchemization of the Holy Spirit just taking over, and you're connected to real truth. And that's ultimately your heart and your mind are in full agreement, which is what's happening between the masculine and feminine. And you need to unify the mental and the emotional body, which is also where the split has happened. Okay, and the emotional body is very much connected to the fourth delay and the astral field and the heart grid, obviously, because together they manifest. So that's why if we manifest disconnected in discord and like things don't make sense, that's the kind of realities we get. And as you know, and you need your emotions and your mind to agree on to manifest something. So again, fears are very powerful manifestors if you connect this with like negative thought forms, you know, obviously. I mean, you wouldn't, because your thoughts are informing in a way your emotional body, how to feel. That's why it's so important. Like, that's why they have attacked our mind, because it's, if they have power over your mind, they have power over your body and your light body and basically reality. Okay. So us reclaiming the power of our mind is everything you need to know right now. The diamond avatar are taking this reality back, our lands, everything. So the extortion is happening. Okay, so what I wanted to say. So again, I'm in Dublin right now. I know it's all connected. The town is totally filled to the brim because there's this American football game going on. And I also found out, so the two, and it's a yearly thing apparently, and it's huge anyway. So the two teams playing is Notre Dame, and I found out today it's called number 13 Notre Dame. And again, Notre Dame means the Our Lady, or the, you know, Holy Mary, And 13 is very much connected to the 13 gauge, to the mother, divine mother frequency. So that was just like a huge ding. And then also their slogan is the fighting Irish. And again, for me, the Irish, it's very much, again, they hold some core. It's also connected to these core DNA blueprints I held here, okay? These source codes, as well as Lemuria and, many other places. But especially the Tribeca codes, the Trinity codes, the Divine Hierogamic Union codes. And what was I saying with this? But now. So anyway, they're playing the Navy, which is kind of fun, because the Navy for me, military, is kind of 3D control structure systems. And I can see this is so much connected to the heart, because like the stadium is quite close where they're going to play. It's literally, they're starting half an hour before our call. So the game will be going on whilst we're doing our call and activation, okay? So it's going to be interesting. Again, the activation comes in whenever it comes in, but it's already in the field. I could feel just after 11 p.m. UK time on the 25th today, in the evening, that heart is about to pop. Like, it was, whoa. I like, just get ready for your heart to fully burst wide open, okay? It's ultimately the permanent seed atom. It's connected to the crystalline core, fully activating the grids. It's connected to our plasma light body, fully activating through the supernova of the heart event. And it's the divine twin flames coming back together in whichever shape or form, fully in divine union, hierogamic union, through the heart, fully opening, through us fully transcending, dissolving any fears, doubts, worries, insecurities. It's done. Because love has already won. Because that's the thing, it's love or fear. Love is what ignites your DNA. And when you're truly in love with yourself, you're attuned to your true, eternal, authentic self, your true energy signature frequency. You can't help yourself but come back together with your true soul family and your true divine beloved you're supposed to be with. And again, it's part of the ascension completing, because they hold these blueprints, and as they come together, it fully ignites. And it's like two atoms, or the atom that was split coming back together. It's like a reverse splitting of the atom, but it's like, because also if you think about, just our energy has been fully compressed, and we've been sucked upon, again, in many different ways, shapes, and forms. And yeah, just to give you a little bit of juice. So what's happening in Maui, again, it's atrocious. It's total fuckery. So you should get angry. It's the same if, you should get angry if everything here being super expensive in Ireland, Dublin, especially. And people are still the Irish are still being forced out of their country, because it's literally, there's no quality of life. Even if it's one of the most wealthiest country, you're paying, everything is so overpriced. And you get very bad quality for it. That's the worst part. So there's a huge discrepancy. And, where's the money going? To all of these, basically corrupt politicians and business people who are making their own laws, who are creating these markets to then cash in. And there's no end to the greed. Now, it's important to understand. So you get angry because we need it to end. Okay, anger, again, is a great motivator that gets you to see any emotion. That's the thing. Your emotions are what helps you integrate your higher identity, because as you feel them, your anger is connected to all of these invasion timelines where we let them walk all over us because we didn't know any better. Okay, now we know better. The power lies within us. When you understand that your consciousness, your DNA is what creates reality, that's where you go. That's your power. It's not us burning down buildings. We tried all this. Okay, this is about a revolution and evolution of consciousness and DNA. So you take your consciousness back, your own divine gnosis, your own perceptions of reality, and attune to your God self. It's the only way to do ascension. Okay, you don't need to, all these other layers, everybody wants to, not everybody anymore, hopefully, just interested in, I don't know, archangel channelings or ETs, or I don't know, collectives. You want to tune into source, your own source. That's really the one connection that really counts. Okay, and you're not supposed to be a channel for just some other entity. It really fucks with your blueprint, because again, you just become a mouthpiece for someone, for some other consciousness to speak through you. You are supposed to speak your own truth, which sounds a little bit different than someone else's. And it's exactly the point. You cannot find your truth if you're constantly trying to copy someone else's truth or trying to remember what their truth is. My job, for example, is to activate your truth. Me embodying my own divine energy signature frequency is what's igniting it in you, ultimately. Plus, I have full multidimensional Stargate access through the blueprint I'm carrying, and I can just hold these activations because I hold this blueprint literally in my field. I hold this divine organic creatrix field, and I know it's activating through me. But again, I need everybody to be in line, online, you know, fully activated, the cosmic monad. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, you know, we're all in this together as one, literally, we are. So, and it's for us to remember this, the oneness, and that's what really ignites everything. And again, it's ultimately happening mostly at a telepathic, energetic level, especially within this group field that I'm working with in these sacred containers. Okay, so I want everybody to really tune into this, because again, that's what ignites in a unity field, us trusting what we're getting, our visions, what we're feeling. Okay, but again, you need to be tuned into truth and not false nonsense. You need to be unified with your own God self when you know truth, because you can feel truth, and it's forever expanding. It doesn't just get stuck. Okay, so always hold on very lightly to your beliefs, but the ultimate truths, yes, they are eternal, like the law of one. So the hijacking of our DNA is a hijacking of our consciousness, our truth. When somebody, you know, comes and totally distorts your truth, again, it's something else. Like me, someone shifting the way you're seeing things for the better, back to real truth. You know what I mean? It's different, because again, I'm trying to get us back to coherence. We have done, because love has won, which is truth, which is coherence, which is clarity. And it's the clarity and the divine union between heart, mind, which brings again now spirit and matter, within and without, fully unified together. And there is no more differences between the spiritual realms and the physical realms. It's all unified as one. This is where we get to manifest out of thin air. It's all about right now, anything is possible in every miracle now moment. The eternal now moment becomes available as you're fully resting in the 0 point field. The 0 point field is you at one within the Holy Trinity of divine love, neutrality, and oneness. Okay? You hold all emotions, perspectives, all of your multidimensional selves within this field of total neutrality. It doesn't mean that you're not feeling anything, or that you should just be a monotone being. Okay, no. But whatever happens around you, you're just always rooted in this neutrality that you know it's like ultimately perfect. And you come to this deep peace that nobody can take from you anymore. And you're just not falling for the bullshit. You're not, because our attention is what creates. So if you keep focusing on drama or storylines, you keep just creating more of them. Right now, it's all about letting go of all of the old storylines, fully collapsing this reality. Oh yeah, let me get to the COVID and anything else. I've seen something today propagating about basically what's planned now and what's ahead. Well, if you believe that that's what's going to happen now, well done. Well manifested. So it's like one thing to know what they're doing, another thing to say that's what's going to happen, or, you know, be aware. Yeah, but just being aware is you putting attention onto it and you're creating it. You're literally printing it for them. You're doing their job. What you can say is that's what they're planned. Now let's manifest heaven on earth. It's timelessly available. It's a frequency and it's here now. Full light body activation, full plasma wave coming in. As you fully connect with the truth of the Godhead. always possible now. Why would we create this for them? Everything we've been through. Now, I believe we are here. We have enough on board that because the realities you have access to, the truths, is basically down to the dimensional frequency bandwidths you have access to. The consciousness you hold, the belief systems. So I can see things way ahead of many people because I just have that access. And I've cleared a lot of programming because it's not time. It's dimensional frequency bandwidths. That's realities, consciousness fields. It's like TV stations. Which TV are you switching on? Like which movie are we playing today? The old movie again? Are we really going to do this again? Now I need my cosmic dragons to fully rise, fully reclaim all of your consciousness, the power over your mind, which is ultimately you fully surrendering your monkey mind to source from the heart, consistently tuning into your own gnosis and wisdom like a child would do, and connect to source, connect to God, and keep conversing with God. And that connection, that's ascension, that's divine union, that's the royal weddings. And again, the royal weddings are also very much about the royal families, the Lyrans, the Lyran families where the original split has happened, the Lyran gate exploding, which really originated, as I've been shown and I've shared before as well, over the last year or so, is split into families. Again, it's the gray lines. It's always, you know, just different timelines. It's the same themes, the same storylines, telling us the same thing. So it's all about, it's just stories. So let go of you know, you need to let go of the drama. Like we can share stories without being dramatic as such and feeding into it. You know what I mean? There's an energy behind how anyone shares stories. One is like, oh, really terrible. And another one is, oh, okay. Wow, yeah, that must be difficult. And maybe you can, you know, see it like this, or, you know, seeing it from all perspectives. Nothing is just negative. You know, they want you to feed into the drama, and that creates more drama. So right now and always, really, your focus is everything. It's what creates, together with your emotions. But negative emotions, fear-based thought forms create what we've seen so far, the upside down world. And now as you shift from fear to love, that's the ultimate pole shift, and shift in realities, you create, as God would see, reality, a new divine organic creatrix field, a full multidimensional space, dream field, space, based in love. Because as the twin flames that hold these original codes and blueprints for creation fully let go and transcend any remaining fears, doubts, worries, insecurities, which is basically now done. I can feel it because I know we're there, we're home. Okay, so forget, dissolve, like if you're no longer triggered by or have any fear of these timelines playing out, because ultimately you understand whatever needs to play out will play out. Yeah, nothing is set in stone until it's done, as I always say. Okay, and this doesn't go really by linear time, as well as linear time is running out, and this is the end of it because it's all collapsing in the 0-point field. As the cosmic monad holds the 0-point field, you're at one with the Godhead. There is no time. We're transcending time, space, and gravity. That's how we can only teleport and bilocate and do all the fun stuff. Okay, same with the magnetic field. It's false. The ionosphere, it's keeping us in density. We can't levitate. Can't do all the fun stuff like this. And this is time where the games really begin and we do the fun stuff. And it's the divine child coming out to play as the masculine, feminine, meet in the heart space, having fully healed any, you know, of the childhood wounds, traumas, the inner child, as we call it often, which again, it's like, it's also shown, most of us have been traumatized, I mean, targeted since before birth, and traumatized on purpose as children, because that's where I need to traumatize you. You know, of course. I mean, you know, many starseeds had many, you know, very difficult experiences of varying degrees. And again, you know, also in many other lifetimes. And it's beyond just childhood, but it's also connected to the 14D level and the gold ray. And again, the child, the Christ child that rebirths everything. And, you know, the masculine, feminine meeting in the middle, truly in the heart space. And the child, it's the child that enters the gates of heaven when we return to bliss and the love bliss and the joy, which happens as all of the misery has been cleared now. So I really hope, especially the people who've been taking part in this royal wedding bonanza activation, can feel the shift in their fields. Okay, again, everybody is, slightly at different points, on their journey and what still needs to be cleared and aligned. But generally, I can feel this has been so powerful and really cleared up to get us all ready for the final ignition of the cosmic heart rose now. Our own hearts, the spark within our hearts, the supernova of the heart event, okay? Plasma light body activation. New Earth coming fully online, fully visible. And the movie adjusts the screen. So if you feel guided and called to still join, the details are below. All right. Oh yeah. And again, the Ascension Express, yes, it's a monthly membership, which is again worth more than the 111, because you get like 11 calls and activations roughly, plus this one. And yeah. And again, updates follow for this group as they're due, okay? Because we're really like fully rooted right now in the now moment, and we are completing this, okay? So I'm posting the details there in the membership group again, a few hours before we go live, all right? So the details will be there. If you sign up just for the call, you basically get an email, and then you get to download a document that has all the details there with the downloads of, the 2 activations already available, the replay from the 18th, plus the call-in details for tomorrow. And that document will also be updated with the replay details afterwards. As they're ready, I always make a post on, on social media, and then basically give a quick update of what I see happening in the field, like a little update after the call, as well as here, the replay is now online. And then you just need to press the button again, download the document again, and it will have been updated with the replay details, okay? It all says it there. It should be straightforward. It's a very safe platform, Ko-fi. It's all been done via PayPal and what's it called again? It's not Swift. Some other payment service, but it's like all, it's very legit. There's no issues. The only thing that ever happens is sometimes, you need to check your spam folder. 137. Now, destinies fulfilled. Okay, this is it. Let's make it happen. Ultimately, it's happening within your heart space, literally, as you fully surrender to the divine love that you are. Okay, it's a frequency, but I'm also here to help us all activators within mine, as well as in yours, us together as one, literally, because it's one heart, mind, body, and soul, aka cosmic monad, that is doing this together as one. And that's what we're remembering. This is about the healing of the, masculine and feminine, as much as of the original tribes. Because again, it's the royal weddings, it's the Lyran families coming back together, us fully activating our Lyran royal DNA, that of the original, tribes, of the original star races, these 12 strands, aka 15 strands of DNA, and our ascended master self, diamond avatar self, fully ascended, okay, which is ascending all of this. Now let's bring this all the way in. Destiny is calling. Now, also, again, we hold the power as we fully unify with the heart, mind, body, and spiritual body of the cosmic Christ, which is basically the body of God, source, consciousness embodied. But what was Christ? Christ wasn't infallible either. Again, stories, I would take them more symbolic than anything else generally, as I do with everything in reality. But he wasn't perfect, was he? Why are we trying to be perfect? It's like he got angry at the money lenders for good reason. And he was there to change through his DNA. And that's also what the gray lines carry. Again, the descendants and the Essenes and, in our DNA, we hold the access to the stargates. We are the ones who activate, you know, the crystalline core and the grids as we fully activate. That's why they want you to feel insecure and doubt, disempowered. You know what I mean? So once you get this, you know, you can claim all of the systems, all of your realities back from inside of you as you activate your multidimensional DNA. But you need to align with integrity and, you know, the virtues, ethics, morals of, you know, it's literally just being really in tune with your heart, from my experience, and being authentic instead of trying to be anything that anyone ever told you. You know, your compass is your heart, it's your intuition, it's your gut feeling. You know what I mean? That's why the feelings is all about integrating your higher dimensional self, your higher identities. Okay. And it's literally any kind of these perfect models of what, you know, ascension should look like. It's literally been fed to you by the reptilian races. That's all I'm going to say, to kind of mess with the ascension. And yeah, and that's the thing. You can even have, you know, access, which they had, to the emerald tablets and, you know, the information, whatever. If you don't apply the information, and again, a lot of that has been distorted, but if you don't apply, you know, even having access to truth, but it's like, if your frequency doesn't align with, that's the fail-safe generally for ascension, is you can't ascend. And ultimately, everybody has the chance to ascend. It's just that, yeah, at certain points, your body, you know, consciousness body, your light body, will have had maybe so much damage through digression in consciousness that in this lifetime, in this body, you can't anymore. This is why a lot is gonna access now. Access the game, not access. What's the word? Leave the game, but there's another word I was looking for. I can't get it together. Anyway, so again, this is the gateway. All right. Full final eviction. That's what the twin flames reunited to as well. Again, the fears, doubts, worries is what's creating the monsters in the game. So as they fully reunite, dissolving all these remaining fears, it's dissolving the matrix, it's dissolving the demons on the screen across all dimensional layers and levels. And again, it's been constantly happening because the divine unions have already happened at higher level. It's just all trickling down. The same as, you know, you're already ascended. It's just that it's like your lower self and higher self are, you know, trying to reach one another and clearing out all the mayhem, you know, in the dimensional layers and levels. And within your own DNA blue strands, you know, template blueprints, timelessly, it's quantum, okay? It's beyond linear time. Always happening as you, again, go through all of your experiences. Because your experiences lived out is, again, your DNA holds like a film strip to your realities. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here now. I'm sure I'm already recording for a long time, as usual. So it's all about now taking full responsibility, accountability for our realities on behalf of all. Claim all of your power back. Don't give it to the assholes anymore, the clowns. Just focus on New Earth right now. Activating your DNA blueprint, being in the highest frequency ever once you've cleared out all the karmic crap and are done with your lessons. Now the fun starts, okay? So claim this and then co-creating every now super consciously and stay there. I've got so many notes, but I leave it. I'm also going to leave a link to, for those who are not taking part in the live activation 144, which will be epic. And again, if anything goes offline, tune into the quantum field, okay? Nobody's going to miss anything. I really need everybody to really go inside in general, yeah? Okay. But I'm also going to leave, for anyone who's interested, again, I have free activations also on my SoundCloud, the Chrysa Sapphire Diamond Rainbow Plasma Lightbody activation, and it's together with elemental clearing, which will also align you with what's unfolding right now in a nice way. Okay. So just keep emptying yourself, let the universe fulfill you and show you the way, okay? There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to fear. If you have nothing to fear, you're not manifesting anything that you would be fearing. Really, this is all about literally just, especially the feminine. Once you have your inner masculine fully on board, you know, your boundaries, your discernment, how you're going to spend your energy, your life force, your wisdom, your gifts, okay, and with whom, and really, you know, having pulled back into the super magnetized state of self-care and self-love and appreciating yourself and loving yourself all up, okay, you have your, that's divine union. And again, it's happening within all of us. So again, it's like your masculine, your feminine online within you. And this is then where the outside comes online, because there's also no more fear, no more doubts, no more worries, anything, anyone, you know, there's no more fear of even abandonment or rejection ultimately, because you understand that that scenario is based on untruths. And again, fears, doubts, worries that are not true, okay? And anyone who would ever reject you, abandon you, is not in their own true self. So why would you care anyway? And it has nothing to do with you. So again, as you fully lose your ego self, all of the shit dissolves, because it was never really real to begin with. And that's also why the matrix then fully dissolves. And again, we as the core cosmic monad hold this, because we hold the blueprints, the DNA strands for creation. Okay? The architects literally projecting this all onto the wall. As we shift, all shifts. So focus on this. Let's do this together as one, as well as, you know, we're all influencing and affecting one another. It's the both end. Yeah. Very important to get. That's why we also need to say when something is off. Okay. Because us not saying anything is us, you know, again, sometimes you don't need to say something all the time, you know, certain moments, you know, you're just quiet because the situation just, you know, it's just not worth it or whatever. But generally, I mean, it's all about you knowing your truth from within. So even, for example, you have arguments with a family member and they don't agree with you. You don't need to agree with them. Like, yeah, agree to disagree. But also you need to know your truth from deep within of knowing, okay, they're their false self, but they're totally off here. They don't need to agree with me, but okay, I'm not going to, you know, go and meet up with them anymore for coffee because I just can't, you know, I don't feel respected, or the person is, you know, just very, I don't know. You know, it depends obviously on the situation. Okay, but if it's an underlying problem, if there are dynamics playing out that are not healthy for you in your life with people you have relationships with, these are things we need to correct and align. You need to fully align with your true self. You can't play along anymore, as well as, you know, you love everyone, you know, but again, having close relationships with people, especially, you know, now coming back together with our soul tribe, it only happens if we also cut out all the people and energies and things in our life that are not in alignment with those realities. But ultimately, it's you just being your true self, okay? So again, as the twin flames fully reunite, their divine blueprints and Hierogamic Re-Union, again, it's a whole new blueprint, really, okay? Triple helix DNA, together, full activation of the 144, okay? Plus 13, plus 3 is 1. Or the 12 plus 3 is 1, which is the 13, okay? So the 13 is a very important number. It's the number for the Divine Mother. It's of the 13th gate, and it's really what connects us to this divine organic creatrix field. Because again, before it was 12 strand DNA blueprint, it's really the 13, because the 13 has been forgotten in a way, and we've been kind of cut off from the mother. And also the new kind of, you know, the cosmic quantum tree of life has really 13 points instead of 12. And the 13 is the 15, because the 13 is also the 14 and the 15, because the Divine Mother, which is the 13, the Divine Child, which is the 14D, and Divine Father, which is 15D, the way I see it, and it is, they're really one. divine father, divine child, divine mother, they're kind of one. So they're together also the 13. That's also why I've been talking for a while about the 13-dimensional diamond grid, because it's really the 13th dimension, which is the bridge between kind of the unmanifest and the manifest. It's the mother, you know, the etheric realm, the mother realm, and also the cosmic womb. And again, we need to see this more instead of trying to really like compartmentalize again and objectify, to more feel into this. Okay, but it's again also connected to the 12 tribes, or rather the 13. And the 13 is the Holy Family, and what Joshua and Mary and, you know, their children represented, the Holy Family, the Holy Trinity. And that hold the divine blueprint of the 12 tribes, you know, this core blueprint of all the others. But again, they hold them together because they're one. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Again, this is more codes than anything else, because I know sometimes I use a lot of words. Sometimes I forget words as I'm talking because I'm kind of jumping ahead. That's one of my, anyway. So I leave it here. Keep tuning within, okay? You get to collapse and co-create your realities from within your sacred heart space, from within the 0-point field, where you no longer get triggered and dragged into the drama and this false reality, and you just keep seeing through the illusions. And as you fully dissolve any remaining fears, doubts, worries, again, all of us as one, as the cosmic monad, all of the crazy stuff ultimately dissolves, okay? All in divine alignment with the divine plan, okay? But we're doing this together as one. We're literally here to make it happen, mostly again through anchoring huge amounts of frequencies into the grids, being those light beacons. But you can only do this if you're really connected to the higher frequencies, because what is like you running reversals in the field is you being in bipolar consciousness ultimately. You know, yeah. So what frequencies are you running through the grids? What is the consciousness you're holding? That's literally what it comes down to. So you holding God source consciousness, the neutrality, the tri-wave, the polarities within the 0-point field of divine love, neutrality, and oneness, that's you running the tri-wave. And yeah, it happens in many different layers and levels to get you there. But it's, you know, again, ultimately the consciousness you hold. So that's what we're running through the grids together as one, especially in the activations I do. So join me if you want to. Details are below. Okay. And we always do them on behalf of every willing heart mind. So even if we, you know, in my last video, I spoke about hijacking kind of fields, or, you know, kind of working with, you know, I, for example, tapped into a Super Bowl before, and it was super powerful. And again, you work with the higher consciousness of the people there. Again, it's the same as when we do collective activations and we connect with every willing heart mind across the cosmos. It's the same, literally. Okay, so it's not much to it really on that level, because we're all one. And those in alignment with the law of one, and, you know, who have decided already whether they're doing this ascension with us or not, they will be on board and they will be helping us. So, and that's also what we do on behalf of four. But again, the more conscious we can be of the power we hold and use it to focus together as one, especially in a group field, that's where our true power lies. That's why the you know, that's us coming together as the tribes to make this ascension happen. This is how this happens. Okay, this is why I do all of these calls and activations. It takes a lot out of me energetically, okay? But again, that's just what I'm being shown. This is what this does. This is what brings it all home. So join me if you want. Otherwise, I see you in the field somewhere or not. And just remember, everything is possible in the eternal, magical now moment. As you fully align with your eternal self, okay, where you know you are the diamond avatar, and there's nothing to be afraid about, because you can't die. You've never been born. Your eternal consciousness that's constantly reimagining itself, as well as, yes, we are here to make this ascension happen, ascend in our body, and really start to now play with our superpowers on a whole new level. So this is a moment of total expansion. That's what I'm seeing, okay? And where we really claim our full freedom. All right? Again, it's an inner liberation. You need to liberate yourself. You need to walk through the door right now into full freedom, free of fear. When I also, this last thing I want to say, when I said yesterday, I'm like, I want everybody else to rise and, shine, and I'm kind of a little bit tired of it. And I'm not saying other people are not, shining and rising and whatever. It's just that generally I can feel and see that people are still, they're still often, or at least for a long while, that's why I've been talking about it so much, afraid to speak their truth. They are, you know what I mean? They don't speak up. They're not doing things publicly because, again, it's been self-conscious because you're judging yourself. And you're not really speaking and living from the heart. And for me, I guess it's always been more natural to generally do this, not care what people think of me, as well as, all of the judgments and false projections being sent to me energetically have been very hard on my field. Again, for many millennia. Plus, I've been attacked on many different layers and levels just for speaking the truth. So I know why people don't want to speak the truth and rise fully up like me, because it makes many things difficult in life. Yeah. But that's what it takes to get this done. The same as I disclose a lot of things, I show vulnerability. I know it makes me vulnerable to my opposition, but I know this is much more important to share from this frequency than anything they could ever do to us. Plus, I don't live in fear. I just don't, because I know I'm more powerful than them, as well as I know that you need to be very patient. I need to be pushing all the way through. I need to have a lot of tenacity and perseverance and, keeping on going and shining to make this happen. This is what it takes. A lot of hard work, perseverance, tenacity, not giving up. Again, we all have moments where we give up and so forth, but you get me generally. We pick, like, it's total always, it's resilience. And but it's ultimately, I think also why I can do it is just because I just know that I'm holding this blueprint and there's just no other way for this reality to go. There's just never been really a big question of not making ascension at all for me. I never really had that fear. So I just know success is secured. My issue is how long is it freaking taking? And so far, it's been really testing my patience. So, but we're here now. Hallelujah. So 27th is cutoff time. And that's where we start to truly celebrate. I mean, we're already there again now. All right. And we're not making this down to a date, as well as I keep being shown opposite. That's why I keep speaking about it. Because this is the end of time. We're done with time cycles, okay? So tune into your eternal sacred crystal rose heart. Let it burst all the way wide open, okay? It's your ticket all the way back home, so to say, to heaven on earth. But again, it's nowhere to escape to, but to ignite this from within you, and then we project this out as one cosmic monad. Just getting some funny activations on my head. My crown. So let's do this. All right. For plasma light body activation, the crisis Sapphira, fully ignited. I think I just saw some white light flying down. I don't know if you could see this on the camera. Anyway, tune into your magical aspects, your multidimensional self, fully ignite your inner mermaid, your fae, your dragon self, okay? Your dream walker self, your guardian self, your diamond already ascended, diamond avatar self, okay? And your God self. And fully merged with your own true, unique soul signature of a beautiful mix of all of the star races, experiences, incarnations you've ever had, all of your gifts, abilities, all of your powerfully reclaimed, all of your consciousness, okay? All of your DNA. The blueprints for creation. That's where your power lies. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your support, all liking, sharing, subscribing. It does really help. Thank you very much. And keep shining, okay? And us together as one, we light it all the way up, all right? So see planet Earth as a disco ball, and they will see us from outer space, literally. Let's light it up, okay? Let's do this. Already done. So much love. Bye, 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 bye. Bye.